Yeah, it's the culture. It's the culture.
The culture, so good.
And also the action behind it.
Yeah.
Because and also, I mean, the underwriting and the processing and the operations, it is just rather than a perfect storm, it's a perfect
Symphony.
congealed symphony. Yeah, there we go. Perfect symphony.
That's right.
I mean, nothing is perfect, but it is as perfect as it can be.
Welcome to Real Estate Success Partner. We're your hosts, Devin and Dubuc.
David Nguyen.
And we're here to talk about how to have great success in any market. Today, guys and gals, we're going back to where it all begins. We've got the Christmas episode. And for those of you that have been following us, David and I got started 1 year ago, almost to date, right here in this kitchen with this tree behind us wearing these exact same outfits. And we thought, you know what? Let's take it right back to the grassroots. So here we are, brother. And man, what a great year that it's been, right?
Man, it's been a whirlwind. I can't believe we're what episode on? Like 40, 50 something like that?
I mean, we're over 50 because this is going to be airing right after our 1 year anniversary. So it's our anniversary.
Yeah, baby.
Well, for our anniversary episode, we thought it'd be awesome to bring in somebody else from the team who happens to be visiting for our Christmas party. And we've got Christina Waggoner here from Ocala, Florida. You guys have probably seen Christina before because she's been on a lot of episodes. She's having some great success out there in Florida. And we're glad to have you here face to face today, Christina. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here, especially because it's the first time that I've had the opportunity to be literally in your presence on the podcast rather than virtually.
It's a little different, right?
It's a lot different. It's super cool.
It's really cool. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cool. And again, you get to be on the special one because we really are. This is where we all started. This is how we got started.
That
on
is
the
so
podcast.
cool.
Isn't that cool?
And I just happened to wear this green jacket.
It was perfect.
I know,
It's perfect.
it was
And
meant
the
to
elf
be.
hat.
Destiny.
That's his end. You
Yeah.
can call me Santa and Santa's elf.
Yep.
But he's the elf.
Yeah. Well, where's your ears, Dave? I love it, man. I love it. Well, we thought this would be a great opportunity to, kind of reflect on, our business as a whole, talk a little bit about some of the great things that Christina's doing down there in Ocala. And, some of you guys have met Christina before, and I don't know, the background of the story on how she eventually came to work here with us at Click and Close and the Dubuc team. But Christina, let's talk about that. So how long have you been in the business?
Well, I've been in the business since 2019.
Okay.
I started with a wholesale lender on the non-QM side. I was an account executive. So I was working with lenders like ourselves.
That's right.
That, wanted to originate non-QM loans. I found out I really, really, really disliked it.
Yeah.
Very, very, very much. Because the reason why I love being in the industry is I love working with the borrowers.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Like I love guiding them and seeing them reach their goals. It's the best part of it to me.
Absolutely.
And working with the lenders, brokers, right, was not rewarding at all.
Not even, let's not hold back. It was just miserable.
It was. So I immediately was recruited by one of the brokers that I signed up.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I went on the retail side at the end of 2019, right before COVID.
Okay.
So then,
Wow.
so I
Time to
started
get in the
basically in
industry.
COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a busy time.
Yeah.
Let's go back and explore something real quick, though, because you said non-QM, and we know what the heck that means.
Yeah.
But, we've got customers out here, borrowers that, they have no idea what non-QM means, right? So
Right.
what is non-QM? What was a non-QM mortgage company?
Well, it's non-qualified mortgages.
Okay. So not a conventional.
Right.
Not an FHA.
Right.
Not VA.
Right, not one of
a
the guppies.
USDA.
Right.
So not any of the big standard loans that most people know about, right?
Right.
Most people come into the market and they go, what am I getting qualified for? It's typically going to be conventional or FHA. And then if they're a veteran, maybe VA, or in more of the rural parts of America, USDA.
Right.
But when they don't qualify for those loans, for whatever purpose that may be, you have non-qualified products, right?
Right.
And that's a non-qualified mortgage product, which is a non-QM.
Right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that they have have bad credit or anything like that. It just means that they're not standard programs. So there's an alternative ways on the primary residence type of loan to prove income, such as bank statement loans for self-employed borrowers.
Yeah.
So they definitely fill a great need in the market.
That's right. 100%.
It's just that so there was nothing wrong with the non-QM. It was
No problem with the product.
Right.
It's just you love serving families.
Right.
And when you're on the other side of the table, that's not what it's about. Right?
Exactly.
You're connecting brokers with the product, and sometimes broker relationships can be good, sometimes they can be bad.
Yeah.
You've picked one that you really enjoyed working with, and you said, let's go do what you do so that I can actually be in front of the borrowers, not behind the product.
Right, exactly.
And we'll talk about non-QM one more time because, you mentioned consumers out there that don't have traditional ways of verifying credit, right?
Right.
Or, I'm sorry, income. And this is common, right? You've got a lot of self-employed borrowers out there who have great tax attorneys and CPAs that say, hey, write it all off so you don't have to pay those taxes to the government. But what happens a lot of the times is now they can't qualify for a home because on your standard loan products, you have to be able to verify that income. And when you write it all off, there's no income to verify. But with these non-QM products, this is a great opportunity for people out there that have self-employed income because now they can utilize the bank statements from their business account to document the income receipt and potentially get qualified for the home that they love.
Right, exactly. And then investor products, which are the business purpose loans for the DSCRs, so the debt service coverage ratio that specifically focuses on the market rent of the property as opposed to their total portfolio or their personal income. Some of them do have other jobs, some of them don't. So that's the other.
So for the investors out there that have multiple properties and they've got income source, but it's hard to verify because a lot of it's tied up in the investments. Maybe they're not working a standard W-2 job. Their investments are their income. This is a solution for them.
Right.
We call it non-QM.
Right. That's right.
So there you go, guys. There's a quick history lesson on, or education on non-qualified mortgages and how you might be able to qualify for a house that maybe you didn't know you could do. Right. If you're out there listening and you're self-employed or potentially on some investment properties. So we get off of the non-QM side and we decide, hey, we're going to go over and work in the lending side of it. Right?
Yep, the retail side, working directly with the borrowers.
Pair yourself up with a lender that you like.
Yep.
And you go to work in 2019 when we're just about COVID.
Right.
And rates are doing just amazing.
Oh, right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the lowest rate economy we've ever seen. We'll most likely ever see again. Right. And so you're getting in at a pretty amazing time. Right.
Yeah.
So what's that look like?
It was amazing until COVID shut everything down. It was a transition for me because now I'm doing different types of loans, but I did very well. I think everybody did really well.
Yeah, I used to tease people all the time because, I said, hey, at the time, my 7-year-old daughter could sell rates in this economy. It's like, oh, you have 4.5, rates 2.25, you win. Simple math equation. It was really easy to figure out, right? Because when I first got in the industry, a half a point, maybe a 75 basis point reduction in interest rate, that was a great opportunity to refinance. We had people that had 5.5, 6.5 rates getting into 2.25, sometimes 1.99. So I used to tease the team and I said, guys, I appreciate everything you're doing, but right now you can walk out your door and trip over a lawn.
Right.
It's literally that easy. In fact, one of our mentors, Carl White, we talk about him on a lot of our episodes. He's a mortgage marketing animals coach and owner. And, he said, I literally got a loan walking out to check my mail. My mailman was out there delivering the mail and we got on a topic of mortgage rates because he knew what I did because he delivers my mail. And what do you know? Next thing I know, I'm doing a mortgage application in my driveway.
Right. Literally.
So, it was definitely an easier time in the industry. And, what a great time for you to kind of get in and kick things around.
Yeah.
So you get in 2019.
I did just have loans fall in my lap.
Yeah, 100%. We all did. We all did, right? So, so we go from that and COVID, everything shuts down and the world shuts down and things are weird. So I'm assuming you're not working in an office anymore.
No.
Yeah. How'd that adapt? How'd you adapt to that?
Well, the company that I was working for, the branch that I was working for, the COVID really did a number on some of the lenders
Oh, 100%.
initially in the beginning.
Yeah, especially
right?
the brokers.
Right.
Man, they had a heck of a time.
Right.
They couldn't get loans done, and the reason why
couldn't.
is because your lenders had their own customers
Yep.
that they were servicing, and they said brokers take a back seat. In fact, I remember some of the brokers at that time saying, "Man, my rates are terrible. Why are your rates so good?" It was because the lenders artificially inflated the rates for the brokers.
Yep.
Because they didn't want the business. They
I
didn't
was
have
working
enough
for a
room
lender and they were doing that.
Yeah,
like
that's
it was priced off the rate sheet. You couldn't get a loan done.
You couldn't hire people fast enough. You
Right.
know, I literally, I remember because I was working out of the house, and we obviously had a great operation at the time. And I think we went from, Dave, probably what, about 35 employees
To 85 overnight.
It was 87 overnight.
Overnight.
Yeah. Overnight. And it was literally, I remember I was interviewing people like crazy. And it was actually a good time because there were a lot of people that had been laid off and that were really struggling financially. And we utilized this as an opportunity to provide employment. And that was huge, right? To be able to provide employment to people when they were needing it the most, when they couldn't get out there and get a job. And they were grateful to have that. And we were doing a lot of good things. And we fueled our team at that point in time that we're helping people out there that need help. Because when we were doing a lot of these refinances, some of these people didn't have any cash. They were starting to run thin on money because their paychecks were stopping.
Right.
And when we could get in there and refinance them, because we were doing a lot of FHA streamline loans at that time, and give them some opportunity for a couple of free months of payments, and put them in a situation where they get their escrow account back. Man, that was a huge thing for a lot of these people. It saved some of their homes.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
for
So it was
sure.
awesome. So you're working for a lender, and things are slowing down because they've capture rates.
Yeah, I just couldn't do it. And then
They couldn't get them done.
or you would
Yeah.
submit a loan and it would sit there for like 90 days.
Yeah.
Like it was so bad. So I was working out of my house, obviously.
We all were.
because everybody was.
Welcome to everywhere.
Right, literally. And so, I mean, that was very difficult. And
It
I had
was.
just moved from Georgia to Florida, so I was in a brand new city too.
Oh, wow.
So,
Yeah.
yes.
Couple of challenges.
Yeah,
right?
it was. It was a couple of challenges. So I ended up, couldn't close the loan as where I was at. So I ended up going to another lender, and that was a great experience. Yeah. So I learned a lot from them. And I was with a good branch and a really good company. Unfortunately, they just closed their doors.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they weren't that good, Christina. Let's move fast forward to Click and Close Mortgage Dubuc team. Obviously, we are the best.
I don't know what happened. I guess because of the rates going up,
Yeah.
they had been in business for 20 years though. So
Yeah.
it's just,
Well, and it's unfortunate, and we'll touch on that real
Yeah, yeah.
quick because there are a lot of companies in danger right now of closing down, and
Yeah.
it's unfortunately it's because the rates are changed and people didn't know how to adapt to the market.
Mm-hmm.
And what a lot of people did was they sat around and they just kind of looked at each other and said, "Well, what do you know what to do?" And well, I don't know what to do. And I've heard about some really makeshift plans, like, well, this is what we're telling our team to do, and I'm going, that doesn't work, guys. That's not going to work for you so well.
Yeah.
And that's obviously what happened, and that's how you ended up over here, because we got a call from a gentleman by the name of Craig Fawcett. Thank you, Craig, by the way, who lives in Tampa, Florida. Craig worked with you at the same company.
Yep.
He had actually recently got into the business with that company and said, "Man, this isn't working." He started following the mortgage marketing animals, which led him to us because obviously we were shooting the podcast at the time, and we were also doing a lot of things on video. We were obviously on some of their podcasts as well. And he said, "Man, I'm working for a company that was a great company. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They don't have a plan."
Yeah.
And he said, I see that you have a plan. I see that you have structure, and I know that I need to make a change, and I think this is it." And we brought him over, which I'm glad we did, because Craig turned to you and said, "Christina, things aren't looking so well over there for you right now. It's been a great place to work, but this might be an opportunity." I think that's kind of how we
that's
found
exactly how it went. And I think I told David that coming here has changed my life. And
Really?
I did tell you that, didn't I?
I heard something like that. That's why I want to fast forward to now. You know what?
It is real estate success partner.
We all
But I
have-
really did say that just
Yeah.
last
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
To
Yeah,
him.
Well, I'd love to hear that too. But
Yeah, so my big thing is this: Christina is she's a firecracker.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
people
100%.
love her.
No question about it.
Personality, her process, everything about her. I believe in our processes, and I you and I always thank Carl at the Mortgage Marketing House for changing us.
100%.
We talk about COVID. My heyday in COVID, my team in particular was doing 47 to 49 loans a month.
every month. Never
And
mind.
again, tripping over it. I wish I was special, but I'm not.
You are.
But now we fast forwarded and we completely flipped our system from a refi shop to a retail branch.
We did.
In less than a year, we've completely changed what we do.
We have.
And then we've brought on people like Christina.
That's right.
And given her the tools to do what she does. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the
Let's touch
systems
on
and
that.
tools.
But I do want to go back to it because you said, hey, come in here, change my life. What do you mean by that, right? What does that mean?
Because of the way the industry is right now,
Yeah.
there's just no way that, the company went out of business.
Yeah, no.
I mean, so thank goodness I made the switch before that happened.
100%.
But it's the structure, it's the team environment. You asked about how did I like being at home, working from home. I don't like it, but now I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Because I do work from home now.
Right.
But it is not literally like working by myself
Like
anymore.
working from home, right?
It's not.
Because you're in Ocala. Let's touch on that. You're in Florida. We're in Dallas. We've got members in Colorado. We've
Yeah.
got people in Kansas. A lot of us are here in Texas, but most of us don't work out of the office. But we've got a virtual office.
Yes.
Right.
It's pretty amazing.
It's pretty cool,
Yeah.
right? And we meet every single day, right? And it's not like a, hey, you need to come to the office kind of environment. It's, hey, we're going to meet every single day and we're going to high five and hang out.
Because we're better together.
Better together. And we're going to have fun together, We're going to have fun together and we're going to win together and we're going to find a way to succeed together. And so I think that's what you mean when you say it changed your life.
absolutely.
Because it changed not only the way that you were doing business and put you in a position to where you were aligned with a company that was providing you tools for success, but it's the community that we have.
It's
It's the
100%.
support that we have. It's the family environment that we have, right? That's changed things for you. Is that-
100. That's exactly what I mean. I mean, so if I have to work, and we do the majority of our life working,
we do.
I want to enjoy what I do. I mean,
Love
that's
what you
important
do.
to me. It is very important to me. I've never been the kind of person where I just want to go into work 9 to 5, and when I'm off work, I don't
That's
think
right.
about it. I'm very involved in my career and my work, and
You are.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to enjoy it. I have to love it.
And-
I have to feel good about it.
100%. And
Yeah.
David and I talk about this all the time. We've come at a point in time in our careers, but also in our lives. We're getting a little up there in age, right? And, as a result of that, we want to work with people that we want to work with, and we want to work around people that we want to work around. We call it like-hearted, like-minded. And I think that's so important in your career, right? Because we know there's people out there that have worked for places that go, man, I dread going in. Man, I really hate that guy. Oh, I wish I didn't have to talk to that person, right? I don't feel like we have any of that energy in our lives.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Yeah. It's literally, we get on and we're like the Brady Bunch on steroids,
It really is, yeah.
Smiling at each other and laughing and cracking jokes. And I think everybody knows a little bit about everybody's life, and that's part of what it is. And it goes back to one of the things I talk about a lot, and that's being led and being led well. I think there's a lot of people in this industry right now that are, they're scared. And not in the industry in general, in the world, right? They're scared.
Yeah.
They don't know what's going to happen, and they don't know exactly what to do, and they see the inflation going up, and they see their cash and liquid assets starting to fail, and there's fear, and there's not a lot of people out there that are saying, hey, we got this. Come over here and link up with us, right? And let's run with this thing together, and let's make each other successful. And I think that's what we're doing over here. Is we're coming together as a little work family, and man, we're there to support each other and point each other in the right direction. And we were on a podcast not that long ago, and Carl, man, he had such a great analogy with it. And he said, what I see when I hear you guys talking is like you guys are in a jungle. And you guys are leading through, and it's scary, and there's things going on out there, and one is knocking down the trees and the other one's clearing the bushes, and then somebody falls down and the other one grabs them and picks them back up and says, come on, we got this.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we
True.
do. That's literally what we do, because there's days where sometimes, David, you're not even in the best mood. There's days
No.
where I'm not in the best mood. We come in, we're a little bit down, and we look to our peers, and man, that just leads us in an amazing direction, right?
Yeah, it's the culture. It's the culture.
The culture, so good.
And also the action behind it.
Yeah.
Because and also the underwriting and the processing and the operations, it is just rather than a perfect storm, it's a perfect
Symphony.
congealed symphony. Yeah, there we go. Perfect symphony.
That's right.
Nothing is perfect, but it is as perfect as it can be.
Yeah, this is an interesting industry, and I think a lot of people don't realize all the things that go behind the scenes.
A lot of moving
to get
parts.
A borrower closed.
Yeah.
We've talked about it many times before, and we call it the puzzle. Because when we're working on a transaction, especially, and not just on our side of the business, with all of our partners, right, with our operations staff and with our realtor partners and our title company partners and our insurance partners, and when the consumer comes into this thing, they want to be able to say, man, this is really simple, right? And that's what we try to do, is make it simple. And the way that we look at it is most loans are a 1,000-piece complex puzzle, right? But when you have a great team that's working together, for the consumer, it's an 8-piece puzzle. And the consumer's taking these big pieces and plugging them in, while David's behind the scenes doing this, and Christina's behind the scenes doing that, and I'm behind the scenes doing this. And you've got all of our operations people that are behind the scenes doing what they're doing, and we're corresponding that with our referral partners. And that's what creates that symphony that you're talking about, because now this difficult task looks so simplified because everybody knows what they're doing.
Right.
They're all doing it, and we're all doing it together.
That's right. Yeah.
Good stuff. So the other thing you talked about was the activity, and we certainly do activity at our team, but you do a lot of activity, and I want to emphasize on that, because one of the things that I really admire about you, Christina, is we give all kinds of great ideas as to what you can be doing in your business today. We talk about utilizing video. We talk about utilization of text campaigning and email campaigning. We talk about going out and doing, face-to-faces, and you literally do all of it, like consultations. It doesn't matter what we talk about. Anytime we introduce a new piece of software, you're learning it and you're putting it to action and you're doing it immediately. And I think that's one of the things, it's such an admirable quality, because our second, I think it's our third, our second is passion. Our third core value is action, because you got to have passion to have action, to take action, right? But you do that. You follow the core values so well, right? Because you go, okay, I heard it, and I'm going to put it to work tomorrow. And there's no secret as to why you're doing great things here. It's because you're literally taking everything that you're being taught and learning, and you're putting it to action immediately. And as a result, you're having great success with the team, and we love that. So
why would I not? Because I've been given the tools. No other place has given me tools or the instruction or the strategies or it would take years for you to figure out everything out and also implement it. And I also have a team to implement a lot of it for me too.
That's right.
I mean, why would I not? That's the reason why I came here.
I know. I do. Well, it's great, because a lot of people, they ask for all these things, and then you give them those things, and sometimes they never put them to use, right? And at the end of the day, that's why I love the team that we have. That's not who we attract. We attract action takers. We attract those people that go, oh, cool, you're going to show me how to use the tools? I'm going to put them to work today, right? And that's exactly what you do, and I love that, and I admire that, and that's why you've done so well with us. It's why you're here with us today on the show. It's why you've brought so many guests on the podcast, because you're out there doing everything that it takes to create the business that you have. And I mean, wow, what you've done in such a short period of time, I can only fathom what that's going to look like at the end of 2024, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a good year.
Oh, no question about it.
Yeah.
No question about it. Dave, what about you, brother? You've seen this girl in action, and you coach with her a little bit too.
I've done. Christina's dear to my heart. I've done a lot of coaching with Christina from the very beginning and stuff like that. And I think what she does is I call it the wow factor, but it's the Dubuc team wow factor and click and close wow factor. You know what? The byproduct of what she does is superior customer service for not only her clients but her realtor relationships.
That's right.
So whenever you're a realtor and you're looking for a lender out there that is going to go that extra mile or the wow moment, that's Christina. You know what? So we're in a service industry. That's what we are. We are a service industry.
We chose
this. So we're here. We're here to serve. Who do we serve? We serve our realtors. We serve our clients. We serve whoever. We're servants. So with that being said, with the system and implementation, the stuff that we put in place, we have the product, we have the program, but you have to implement it, and that's all on Christina. That's the awesome part. Devin, you and I do a lot of recruiting in this industry.
We do,
and we're looking for the like-minded, like-hearted people. But at the end of the day, we can give you all the tools to be successful, but we can't make you do it. At the end of the day, it takes that person to actually implement it. I'm 100% confident our processes is better than anybody else's. I'm 100% confident that when you join us and we link arms, and because we're better together, we're going to be far superior than anything you've ever seen. Hence, that's what I think you just said earlier, coming to this company.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some of those processes that makes us different.
100%.
Why would a realtor pick you as a lender over Bank of America, over Rocket Mortgage, over what makes you special, Christina? What is it?
Well, it starts with communication.
Yeah.
It starts with the action. Those two, I think, are the number one thing. So when a realtor has a client, and they work so very hard to build their name, their reputation, and also their business, you have to treat that client just as they are treating their client.
That's right.
Yeah.
You become an extension of them.
Yeah.
So-
you're representing their name.
Yeah.
Right. So I take that, and not only I also have a servant's heart. Right. So, that's real and that's authentic.
Yeah. It is.
It's not just about the realtor, it's also about the client. So when they're looking to buy a home, oftentimes, even if they've bought a home before, they still need guidance. They still need to understand what their options are, and also feel comfortable and confident, because it's a very stressful thing.
Yep.
We call it a clear path to home ownership.
Yeah.
They need a professional that's going to provide a clear path to home ownership, right? And we talk about, how do you do that? Well, obviously part of it's fact finding, but part of it's consultations, right? How often do you hear a loan officer talking about a consultation, right? Your doctor talks about a consultation, your attorney talks about a consultation. Typically a loan officer doesn't talk about a consultation, right? But why not? Right? This is a very big thing. It's a big thing. It's something that consumer is going to remember forever. And when you need to sit down with them and go over the details of that transaction, you need to have a consultation, because we're professionals in this industry.
Right.
And I think it starts there, but I think it also starts with your way to spring to action. I'm seeing what you do. The moment that lead comes in and hits your desk, not only are you on the phone with the borrower, but you're doing a three-way text with the agent. You're making sure that they're aware of what's going on at any period of time. You're doing a loyalty uplift for the agent. Hey, David, great choice in picking awesome agent Christina. She's amazing. If I was doing business out there in Ocala, she'd be exactly who I would choose, to give that client the confidence that they chose the right person. And vice versa, you're backing up that realtor partner so that they know there is a partnership here.
Right.
That customer is going to get the same type of service from you that they're going to get from that agent who did all that work to nurture them and get them to the point where they were ready to even think about purchasing a home. And that's part of it. Right? But I think part of it's also in the follow-up that you do, right? Because you do the initial contact, but you do the follow-up every single day. I know for a fact that you're making calls literally every single day to all of your agent partners, to all of your borrowers, because we have scheduled activity. One thing that we do, right, and we call it call stars, is all of us link up with everybody else on the team at 9 o'clock every single morning. 10 o'clock for you, because you're in Florida. Every single morning. Yeah, you do. But we all meet at all meet at 9 and 10, right? And we talk about motivation. We talk about what we're going to do out there to win the day. We talk about who we're going to call. And then we mute our Zoom call, and we literally light up those phones together as a team. And we're in the background, and we're high-fiving each other, and we're giving each other thumbs up and giving each other encouragement, so that we can continue to make those calls to create that great success. Then we get done, we curb the calls for a few minutes, and we talk about our successes together as a team. And that's how we know everybody's making their phone calls, because we're doing it together. Again, it goes back to that whole linking arms concept.
Yeah.
And that's what the realtors want. They want somebody that they know is going to stay in touch. They want somebody that's going to provide clear communication throughout the loan process. They want somebody that's going to get the loans closed on time. They want somebody that's going to follow up with the leads.
Right.
And at the end of the day, clear communication and following up the leads and getting closed on time, well, that's a given.
Yeah.
Right? If you can't get that right, you don't even need to be in this industry.
Right.
But with us, we take that a step further, because we don't think a loan is closed here. I know you don't, Christina, and I know you don't, David. You don't think your job's done just because you get the client to the closing table on time.
Right.
What does it take for you to feel like you've accomplished your job when you're working with a realtor's borrower to say my job is done here?
I'm extracting referrals.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You're extracting referrals.
I've performed so well that the And the whole team, including the realtor. The
No
realtors perform so well.
That's right.
Because they're able to do their job, and then again, that's a symphony,
That's right.
So
100%.
not only is the mortgage the symphony, but then you have the realtor team as this,
Well, you got your brass section and your
Right.
woodwinds.
Right. Yeah, I like
and
that.
it's all coming together.
I
right?
like
You guys
that.
are all leading it together.
Yeah.
So
extracting referrals.
yeah,
Well,
that's right.
they're all referrals. It's,
then where do
it's
they
the
go?
ultimate compliment.
They go right back to the realtor.
Right back to the realtor.
Yeah.
Well, funny concepts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not just going to keep them, throw them in the pocket.
Right.
Of course, you're going to work with the consumer too because you want to give them that great service, but
Yeah.
you're going to make sure it gets back where it needs to go, which is the agent that helped you get that client in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what we're known for is our real-time referral program because we're able to extract business and get it back to the agents that we serve so that it's not a one-way street. Right. But another thing that we do, and I think this is huge, I talk about it often, but I'm going to talk about it real quick. And that is, when we're in the middle of the transaction, the heart of the transaction, typically your buy-side agent becomes command center. Right. And I call it command center because that's what I think of. Right. Basically, you got a bunch of people with telephones and they're all marking stuff down and working together to get things accomplished. And they're normally the ones that are having to call the borrowers. They're having to call the list side agent. They're taking calls from the list side agent. They're talking to the title company. They're talking to the insurance company. They're setting up the appraisals. They're meeting with the inspectors, and then a lot of times they're tracking down the loan officer because they need to know what the heck's going on from the one side. But part of our process takes that a completely step in a different direction. We want our agent partners out there doing what they need to do, right? Which is finding more business because that's what makes them successful, right? So sure, they can have a transaction coordinator can do a lot of that for them, but why not know that their lending partner is vested in that too? So one thing we do is every single week without fail, we reach out to both of our borrowers, give them a status update and let them know what's going on. The next call from there is to the list side agent because we know that list side agent's going to call the borrower. So we're going to let the list side agent know, number one, they can call on us whenever they want. But number two, we're going to call them every single week. We're going to give them an update so they never have to worry about what's going on with the file.
That's right.
But then we're going to call the title company and we're going to call the insurance company. We're going to give them an update so that everybody is in sync. And then we call our buy side agent back and we connect all the dots for them so they can have the confidence that their loans are going to close and fund on time every time.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So anyways, well, guys, I know we're kind of getting to the top of the hour, but I'm sure there's something we should have talked about here that we're missing. Christina, what did we miss today?
I don't know.
I guess we're good.
We're that good. We're
good.
Let's get some high fives going on in here. We're done. We're good. Now, how about you, Dave? What else did you want to cover today?
No, man. I think we covered it all. I love having Christina here.
This has been awesome.
Locally.
Yeah.
It's we have a process. We have a proven method. The people that get to work with you, they're the ones that are rewarded because you have a great process. You're
the prize, girl.
You're the prize.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, guys. I feel rewarded when I get to help them and they're happy.
Well, and we know, we talk about this with great agents. We don't get to talk about it with great loan officers all the time. Mm-hmm. But what we found with every great loan officer is that the monetary value of what you do is just a part of it.
Yeah.
What you really do this for, and I know this because I know you really well, you want to help people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You want to help people. You want to help people find homes. You want to help agents have a better way. Mm-hmm. You want to make sure that there's no uncertainty or doubt when people are out there trying to do the biggest thing of their life, which is buy their house. Mm-hmm. You want them to know you're going to answer the damn phone. So good stuff. Well, Christina, when the people out there want to find you, this is your time to shine.
Yep.
How do they get in touch with you? What's the best way to find Christina Waggoner?
You can go to the Dubuc team.
You're there for sure. I know.
.com.
Yep, I put you there. And all your contacts there.
Yeah,
in fact,
all
on
my
the Dubuc
contact
team,
information.
her phone number, her email, her link to her application site, you can even jump on a calendar meeting with you. They can jump right on your calendar and meet with you real time. But I know something that they don't all know. You're not just licensed in Florida.
Georgia.
Georgia. We got Florida and Georgia. So if you're out there looking to buy a house in Florida or Georgia and you want that expert advice, you definitely want to come to Christina Waggoner. And you can find her on the website, which is thedubucteam.com. In fact, John, our videographer, man, make sure you put that down in their comments so they can find it easy, because I know you're going to work with Christina. If you're in some of the other states, I know you guys know Dave, but I'm going to plug him today as well. Dave is also on the Dubuc Team website, and Dave is licensed in almost every single state. So
We cover them all. It's the Garcia and Nguyen team, and we're in almost 30 of the 50 states, and wherever states we're not in, we can cover it with the Dubuc team.
That's right.
So if you need to get a hold of me for any of your mortgage needs, it's 214-794-9100. Again, 214-794-9100.
That's it. That's it, guys. And I just want to take a second, too, before we wrap up and just say thank you so much for following us. Thanks for the last year. It's been an epic journey for David and I. We're getting ready for season 2. Who knows what's going to happen, right? We've got some really cool stuff that's about to air coming out, too. So, man, just keep watching. And if there's anybody out there that needs assistance, just know that we're here for you. If you'd love to be on the show as a guest, comment below, right? We'd love for the comments. And if you have questions, right? If you're out there and you're going, man, I've got some questions about mortgage and you want to know, put those in the comments too, right? Who knows? We may answer you on that next show. So until then, we're your real estate success partners. I'm Devin Dubuc.
I'm David Nguyen.
And if you want to find us, again, it's realestatesuccesspartner.com or over on YouTube at the Dubuc Team. And we love those comments. We appreciate the 5-star reviews, and please subscribe. Until then,
Bye, guys.
Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas.